Hello and welcome back to the Inter Milan series on the Football Manager 2022 beta. Now, since the last episode where we had a pretty disappointing time and I was feeling quite negative towards the end of the episode, it looked like our hopes of winning the Serie A league had just gone with the defeat to Napoli, and obviously our Champions League hopes had gone with the penalty defeat to Manchester United. But since then, we have won 4 games in a row. We started off with the game against Salernitana, and we played a slightly rotated side for this one after the United game, but we managed to win this 2-1. We pretty much dominated the game. We should have scored more, arguably, but goals from Barella with the penalty and Correa were enough to get us the 2-1 victory. Then we faced Bologna, and this was after an international break, so the players had a bit of time, I would say time to recover, but a lot of them were actually playing for their international teams, so not that much time to recover. We did have the unfortunateness, if that's a word, which I don't think it is, of Correa getting injured after 27 minutes. He had to come off. It turned out he pulled his ankle ligament, so he was going to be out for between 10 to 12 days. And as you can see, we were saved by our centre-backs, to be honest. Skriniar and Bastoni both getting a goal apiece, and then Hakan Çalhanoğlu getting the final goal of the 3. And this result kept us pushing up the table, up to second, and just 6 points behind Milan, who were top of the table. Then we faced a struggling Venezia side away from home. I'm pretty sure they were bottom when we came to face them. And you can see from this opening goal, which I'll show you now, exactly why, one of the reasons why they are bottom of the league. So we were on the attack. Dumfries running down the right-hand side. He plays a ball looking for Rodrigo. Defender gets there. But what is that? What is that back pass from Haps? Lautaro Martinez wins the lottery with that one. An easy opener for him. He got a second goal as well. Hakan Çalhanoğlu getting an assist. And it was quite an easy 2-0 victory. We arguably should have scored more, but you can't complain about that. And then we faced Sampdoria in the most recent game. A 2-0 victory in that game too. Rodrigo had a goal disallowed after 15 minutes for offside. And Hakan Çalhanoğlu and Lautaro Martinez's goals did count. And as I said, we picked up a 2-0 win, which kept us in second. And we actually moved to just within 4 points of top of the table Milan, who only could manage a draw against mid-table Genoa. So the title race is still on. So here you can see we are currently second, 74 points. Milan are top on 78 points. We've got a nice 5-point cushion down to third and fourth, and we're just 4 points off Milan. We have to play them. We're going to play that game in this episode. That'll be the second live commentary of this episode. The first one will be the second leg of the Italian Cup, which of course we have a healthy lead going into, as do Milan in their game against Fiorentina. It could be an all-Milan final of the Italian Cup. We also have Roma to play, where I'm not going to bring you the live com for that. We'll just show you the result, because that's in between the Lazio and Milan games, but that could be a difficult task as well. Milan's fixtures are a lot kinder than ours heading into this back end of the season. You can see they've got Lazio, which is a bit of a task. Then they've got us, and then they've got Juve, who aren't the team that they used to be, and then they've got 2 easy, pretty easy ties in bottom of the table Salernitana and 14th place Udinese. But there has been a shocking result, not just the Genoa game, but before the Genoa game, AC Milan were knocked out of the Champions League by Turkish side Besiktas. They held a 2-0 lead heading into the second leg, but got beaten 4-2 and ended up getting knocked out on penalties. So it could be a rough patch that they're coming into at a perfect time for us. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We've also had our youth intake, and there's only really one prospect that's worth showing you. That's Freddie Guerrero. He's a Dutch national. He is a natural at right wing. He's got some pretty decent attributes already. His passing of 11 is nice. Technique of 15. Heading, free kick taking and finishing of 11 are all good. He's got the potential to be a pretty good player for us. Potential of up to 4 stars if we treat him right. He's already our 4th best right winger in the squad. So a very good candidate from the youth intake there. 16 years old, plenty of time to develop. Not that we'll necessarily see him develop, as we'll probably be finishing this series after maybe next season. But with all that out of the way, it's time for the first of the 2 live commentaries in this episode. It's the game against Lazio. It's the second leg of the Italian Cup semi-final. We have a 4-goal lead heading into this. Surely we can't throw it away. Stranger things have happened, but the team that I am sending out to do the job for us today is as follows. We've got Jagovski in goal, who has now broken the Inter Milan clean sheet record and is just running away with it now. I think he must be into the 21s, 22s in terms of clean sheets for the season. He's got 25 in all competitions so far. 3 of those non-competitive, so I don't think they'll count, but 22 clean sheets is not bad Well, it's much better than not bad. It's very, very good. Then we've got Andy Hotti playing in central defence today alongside Skriniar and Bastoni. Denzel Dumfries is at right wing back, Matteo Darmian at left wing back, Brozovic and Edu Exposito in centre midfield because Nicolo Barella has a suspension for picking up too many yellow cards in this competition, so that means he misses this second leg. He will be back for the final if we make it, which we should. And then at right wing we've got Rodrigo, left wing is Çalhanoğlu, and up front is Lautaro Martinez. You can see Joaquin Correa, he's got a little fitness test icon next to his name. He's only recommended a maximum of 75 minutes of action because he picked up that little knock that I mentioned. But hopefully this side's got enough about them to not concede 4, basically. That's all we need to do today, not concede 4, and then we're through to the final. So Lazio in pretty average form, 2 wins out of the last 5, unbeaten in the last 5, but their 3 draws will be disappointing to them. Us, on the other hand, we have 4 wins out of our last 5, 1 defeat as well, which is, of course, that Napoli game. But we are in good form heading into this back end of the season. Hopefully we can add to the 4 goals that we got in the home leg of this tie. So first highlight of the game, Haisaj with a throw-in deep in his own half, gets the ball back and is advancing down this left-hand side now. Forward to Pedro. It'd be nice if we could win the ball back as Lazio are just passing it amongst the defensive line. Milinkovic-Savic has got a bit more space than I would have liked him to have had there. He gets the ball back and plays it out wide left to Pedro. Pedro running down this left-hand side, cuts back to Immobile. Now Haisaj back to Immobile. Luis Alberto. It's an excellent passing move from Lazio. Hopefully they don't have the end product though. It's Luis Alberto again with the ball. He's going to take a shot probably, and it's a good save from Bartolomei Dragowski to stop Lazio from getting a goal back in this tie. Short goal kick played by former Liverpool goalkeeper Pepe Reina to Jim City, who's moving forward with the ball now. Lazzari, who scored an own goal in one of the league games that we played against Lazio, is running down this right-hand side now, all the way down to the byline, crosses the ball into the back post. Pedro's there with a header, and Dragowski, he didn't move. I'm hoping that's because he knew that it was going over. If not, that was not great goalkeeping. Free kick for Lazio. Luis Alberto whips it in, headed away by Rodrigo, but we're not going to be able to get on the counter-attack as Lazio are going to peg us back here with Immobile. Now it's a Serbi to Jim City. And Sergei Milinkovic-Savic back to Escalante. It'd be great if we could win the ball, but it doesn't look like we're going to. Escalante through to Anderson. Anderson, surely great save again by Dragowski, who's keeping us in this game. Lazio are having all the opportunities in this first half. It's what they had to do, to be fair. 4-0 down from the first leg. They had to come at us straight from the off. Throw in on this right-hand side for Dumfries. Gets the ball back from Hotti. Inside to Brozovic. Now, can we get a chance? It's a terrible pass from Brozovic, and it's intercepted easily by the Lazio defender. And now Lazio have the ball once more with a Serbi at the back, forward to Escalante. Played it back to the centre-back again. Those two just passing it amongst themselves a couple of times. Just wearing Martinez out, who's just chasing the ball down constantly. Now it's Sergei Milinkovic-Savic. Looking for the ball out wide to Pedro. Intercepted by Dumfries, and we can get on attack again, hopefully. Brozovic with the ball. Can he find a better pass than last time? He can. He finds Çalhanoğlu, who plays a brilliant ball to Lautaro Martinez. And Martinez with a chip, and it's 1-0. It's against the run of play completely, I would say. Our first highlight of the game, and Lautaro Martinez with the cheekiest of little dinks over the top of the goalkeeper. It was a brilliant pass from Çalhanoğlu. Brozovic making up from his poor pass earlier in the move to find Çalhanoğlu, and then Çalhanoğlu with an excellent through ball driven through the defenders, and Lautaro Martinez with a beautiful little lob over the keeper. It's now 5-0 on aggregate, 1-0 on the night, and we look pretty much home and dry, fingers crossed. Surely we can't throw away a 5-goal lead. Now, one thing that's concerning, or two things that are concerning me really. The first is Andy Hotti on a 6.4, that's not great. But then Denzel Dumfries is looking complacent, and I don't have any room for complacency when we're leading 5-0, or any time really. So Denzel Dumfries, we'll swap him with Darmian. Darmian can go to right wing back. We'll take Dumfries off, bring on Alexa Terzic. I think this means he now gets a wage increase for playing 20 games for us this season, Alexa Terzic. I also had an interview where it mentioned that he could be in with a shout for being the Serie A Young Player of the Year winner. So that'd be interesting. I don't think he's performed that great this season, but they seem to think otherwise as we have a corner kick early in the second half. Çalhanoğlu whips it in. Bastoni's there. It's headed away. Çalhanoğlu with another chance to get a ball in. Plays along the floor to Rodrigo. Back to Çalhanoğlu. Brozovic with the header, and it's just wide from Brozovic. Inches wide of the post there from Marcelo Brozovic. Lazio with a throw in deep in our half. Pedro gets the ball from Lazzari and then plays it across to Immobile. Now Luis Alberto, he's had one good attempt already today. Plays that wide left to Haisaj. Back to Alberto. Good defence from Exposito, but it's fallen to Lazio, and Immobile should have scored again. It was Skriniar with the block to stop Ciro Immobile from getting a goal back for Lazio It's telling me on the left that Bastoni's 1 yellow card away from suspension. We're probably going to have to take him off because we don't want him to miss the final. So we will do that now. Bastoni is going to make way for Andrea Ranocchia. We'll confirm that sub. I am a bit tempted. In fact, I think I am going to. I'm going to pause the game. We're going to change it to our 2 up top formation. So Martinez is pressing forward. I quite want to take Çalhanoğlu off, you know. He's looking a bit tired out there. We'll bring on Stefano Sensi at the advanced playmaker role. That didn't work. Try again. There we go. And Rodrigo can play up front. I wouldn't say he's necessarily a target forward. So, do we have another sub to make? Yeah, we do. Okay, we'll bring Zeka on for Rodrigo. Not that he's played... Well, he's not actually played that well, has he? 6.6. That's not great. We'll keep Martinez on and everyone else the same. In the other game, interestingly, Milan had a 5-1 lead heading into this game. They're losing 3-1. They're still going to make the final, but it's just interesting that they do seem to be having a bit of a slump. Darmian is looking a bit tired. I'm concentrating on the other game too much. I don't know. Diamandi can play at right back, so I guess we'll bring him on and drop him down. It's our final sub of the game, I think. But we get to full time, and it's easy enough. A 1-0 victory away from home after that 4-0 home victory gets us comfortably through to the final of the Italian Cup, which is what our board expected at the start of the season. So it's another objective achieved, and I'm very pleased. And in the other game, Milan have got through to the final, albeit after a 3-1 defeat, but they're still there. So it's an all-Milan final in the Italian Cup this year. We've just had the interesting title race hot-up news into our inbox, and we have definitely got the toughest of the run-ins. We play against 5th place Roma, 1st place Milan, 6th place Fiorentina, and 3rd place Atalanta. Milan probably have the 2nd worst, maybe joint with Atalanta. They've got to play us, of course, Lazio and Juve, which are the same teams that Atalanta have to play out of the top teams, I would say. Napoli are a bit more comfortable with their teams. The only tough opposition they have is really Roma on the final day of the season. So Napoli could still possibly be in with a chance. It'll be an outside chance, but still in with a chance of winning. Just ahead of our Roma game, Lazio have beaten top of the table Milan, which means if we beat Roma, we are within a point of top of the table, and we face them in the game after Roma. This could be about to get interesting, or we could be about to ruin our season once again with a defeat against Roma. We've just beat Roma. We've just beat Roma. We had a goal disallowed for Lautaro Martinez for offside on the 90th minute. And then, last highlight of the game, we have a free kick. I'll show you the goal. There was a VAR check. I don't know why. Dzeko with the header, nowhere near offside. And we've won in injury time against Roma, which means we are 1 point off top of the table, heading in to the Milan derby against AC Milan. And there is visual confirmation. 2nd place in the table. We play Milan next. If we beat them, we can go 2 points clear at the top. How has the season come down to this? So we're 1 day away from the Milan derby, the most important game of our season. We've got a team meeting to do about our title chances, to talk to the team. It's claiming that we can win the title in our next match. We can't, but I mean, I see what it means, I guess. It's not claiming that. Sorry, I've just read it. I've read it completely wrong. So I'm going to say, I know we all want to win the title, and a win in our next match would be amazing. Give it everything you have. And Martinez said the boss is right. It's a massive match for us. Let's give it all we've got out there to get the win. And that is exactly what I wanted to hear. So most people encouraged. Skriniar's expression on this. Handanovic and De Vrij are reserved, but everyone else is either encouraged or agreeable. So I'd say that was a pretty good, pretty positive team meeting. Well, this isn't great news. He wasn't going to start today's game, or tomorrow's game, I should say. But Stefano Sensi is going to be out for between 6 and 9 weeks with a lower back stress fracture. He's going to be out for between 6 to 8 weeks because we're going to obviously send him to a specialist. But he's out for the rest of the season now. That's our backup, more attacking sort of playmaker style centre midfielder out now for the rest of the season, which isn't great. And then you can also see Alexa Terzic has an injury, but thankfully that's not as bad. He's only out for between 1 and 2 days. Again, he wouldn't have been starting today. He's our backup left wing back whilst Federico Di Marco is out injured. So that's not a bad one. Stefano Sensi is still a bad one, but it's not as bad as it could have been if, say, Brozovic or Barella had gone out injured. So we've just had our 2022 scholars announced, and we have a few elite one elite player, a couple of top talents. We've shown for you Freddie Guerrero earlier in the episode, but Stefano Patillo is apparently an elite talent, 15-year-old. He's a striker at the moment. He's already valued between £3.5 to £7.4 million at 15, which is just absolutely ridiculous. He's got the potential to be a 4.5-star player, which would be a top quality player. He's already our 7th choice striker, which isn't too bad for 15. Some of his attributes: dribbling of 11 is great, first touch of 14 is very good. He's still got plenty of time to grow as well. So definitely would have been one to watch if we were to be doing this as a more long-term sort of save. So here is the lineup for the most important game of our season so far. It's Dragowski in goal as always, Skriniar, De Vrij and Bastoni our first choice centre-backs, Dumfries and Darmian at wing-back, Brozovic and Barella in the centre midfield, Joaquin Correa and Hakan Çalhanoğlu at right wing and left wing, and then Lautaro Martinez up front by himself. We of course have the option to do our 2 up top tactic if we need to change it at any point during the game. We've got Belotti and Dzeko on the bench as always. Options in terms of the winger as well, with Rodrigo on the bench. This is going to be nerve-wracking. So here we go. We of course have 5 wins from our last 5. This is one of the biggest derbies between the two sides ever. You can see Milan in terrible form. 3 defeats in their last 5, 1 draw. They've only picked up 1 victory in their last 5 games. Hopefully we can capitalise on that form today and get ourselves back to the top of the table. The worst thing that could happen is for Milan to get a win and go back to being 4 points clear of us with just 3 games left in the season, when we have 2 very difficult games to end our season, as this is the first highlight of the game. It's a free kick for us deep in their half. Brozovic with it. Skriniar's there and it's over the bar. Brozovic looks like he might have suffered a pulled groin. Hopefully he can play through it though, as we have another highlight here. De Vrij with the ball at the back. Çalhanoğlu back to Bastoni. Nice passing, very quickly getting it out of our feet. Accurate passing as well. Çalhanoğlu finds Lautaro Martinez that time. Great through ball from him to Correa on the right wing. Can he get a ball in the box? He can. Brozovic is there. It's off the bar. And it's going to get cleared by Theo. We have been on top in this opening 10 minutes. Dragowski with a short free kick to Skriniar. And Bastoni's got it at the back now. Forward to Çalhanoğlu in a bit of space. Nice through ball from him to Lautaro Martinez. Surely Lautaro Martinez, and he scored. Lautaro Martinez has given us the lead in this vital of vital games. And I'm not going to jinx myself. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to jinx myself because it's going to come back to bite me. It was an excellent, excellent ball from Çalhanoğlu to find the through ball to Lautaro Martinez. And a beautiful finish under the goalkeeper. 1-0 up. 80 minutes to go. Oh, the game's teasing me. It's showing us as being top of the table. That's not been the case for a while, as there's a long ball from the AC Milan goalkeeper just to no one really. Bastoni picks it up nicely for us, running down this left-hand side. Plays it back to Barella. Need to make sure we keep the ball nicely, which we do. Some beautiful passing today so far. Bastoni back to Stefan De Vrij. Bastoni gets it again. It's just nice short passing play from us. Brozovic in a bit of space. Forward to Lautaro Martinez. Finds Correa. Dumfries is in tons of space on the right-hand side, which Correa finds, but Dumfries can't take advantage of it that time. Plays it to Correa, who finds a bit of space on the right-hand side. Pulls it back to Dumfries. Needs to get a ball in, which we do. And somehow that has gone past the AC Milan defence. And I don't know how that's gone in. Lautaro Martinez has scored. It's going to go to VAR. They think it might be offside. We need to wait and see. They're checking. Could we be 2 goals up here? We're 2-0 up after 21 minutes. Correa ran down the right. Pulled it back to Dumfries, who ran a bit further closer to the byline, pulled the ball across, and the goalkeeper and the defender, both of them just had a nightmare at the back for AC Milan, and Martinez with one of the easiest goals he'll ever score. And we've got another chance here. Corner. Çalhanoğlu whips it in, headed away by Romagnoli. Bastoni's got it back for us though, plays it back to Brozovic. Ball to Dumfries, who's in space, finds Çalhanoğlu. Lautaro for his hat-trick, it's off the post. Off the post from Lautaro Martinez. Almost had a first half hat-trick after less than 25 minutes against our closest rivals. Dragowski with the goal kick. Plays it short to Skriniar. I can't believe what I'm seeing. We're 2-0 up against top of the table Milan. Bastoni finds Darmian. They are collapsing at the moment. Hopefully they continue to collapse. There's a nice through ball to Darmian on the left-hand side. Chance to get a ball in possibly. He pulls it back instead to Barella. And we continue the move, just playing it back to the defenders. Building up again. Finds Brozovic on the edge of the box, and that's just over the bar from Marcelo Brozovic, who seems to be playing okay with that pulled groin injury that we were a bit concerned about earlier in the game. And we get to half-time, and it is still 2-0. We have been completely dominant in this game. We just need to make sure that we keep that going into the second half and we don't throw away this 2-goal lead. So nice bit of information there. Brozovic seems to be unaffected by the knock, which means we don't really have to take him off. Dumfries is on a yellow card, but he's having a good game, so that's a bit of a tough decision for me. Don't like having players on yellow cards, but he is a great attacking option. I think we'll leave him on for the time being, but around 60 minutes, we'll probably take him off. Hopefully he doesn't get sent off. I might tell him to calm down. He doesn't look angry, he's just on a yellow card. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything to him. Hopefully he doesn't get a second yellow, because that could spell trouble for us. As AC Milan with the free kick, Skriniar heads it away. And that's going to come to Lautaro. Can we get on the counter-attack once more? Lautaro, he's on a hat-trick. Doesn't look like he's in a position to be able to get a goal himself, but maybe he can help create one, as De Vrie's got the ball now at the back for us. Moving forward with it, finds Lautaro Martinez again, who's been involved in so much today. There's Dumfries down the right. That's why we want to keep him on the pitch. Dumfries gets it back from Correa. Chance to get a ball in again. Pulls it back to Correa. Dumfries once more. Ball in. Lautaro's there, and that's blocked by Kier at the back. And it's going to be a corner for Inter early in this second half. Çalhanoğlu to take it from the right-hand side. Whipped in, headed away by Romagnoli. Another corner. Çalhanoğlu takes it again to the back post. Skriniar's there with a header and it's off the bar. Almost a third for Inter from Milan Skriniar. Dumfries is on a 7.7. He's on a yellow card, but he's on a 7.7. I'm really having a bit of a meltdown in my mind as Lautaro is through on goal. Martinez for his third. He's pulled it wide. Would not have expected that miss from him. Darmian is looking knackered out there, so I think we're going to have to leave Dumfries on because Darmian's the only one that can actually play at right wing back as well. So Darmian's going to come off. Alexa Terzic will come on. Don't want to make any other changes. Everyone else seems okay. We are picking up a few more yellow cards, which is a bit concerning, but they don't seem to be getting angry. The players' body language doesn't seem to be angry, so we'll leave everyone on the pitch at the moment. Terzic with a throw to Çalhanoğlu. Now Barella to his midfield partner Brozovic. Back to Bastoni to build the ball back up from the back. Said back so many times in that sentence. Çalhanoğlu to Terzic. Can he get past his defender? He pulls a inside to Çalhanoğlu instead. And now Barella. Just nice patient build-up play from us. Bastoni to De Vries. Back to Barella. Çalhanoğlu. Barella looked like he wanted to make a run, but he didn't in the end. Lautaro's come deep for it. Brozovic through to Correa. Correa for the third. Correa has scored, and we are home and dry in this Milan derby. We're heading to the top of the table. We're heading 2 points clear. Milan are falling to pieces at the back end of this season. They're out the Champions League. They just got through to the final of the Italian Cup, being beaten 3-1 in the second leg, and they're dropping points all over the place in the league. Whereas we seem to be coming into form at just the right time. Free kick. Brozovic takes it to the back post. Bastoni's there and it's off the bar. We nearly had a fourth. This is going to be such a memorable Milan derby for all those Inter fans in attendance today. We'll just be topped off by a Martinez hat-trick as Çalhanoğlu has a free kick. He's going to shoot and it's a great save from the Milan goalkeeper Maignan. I don't know how to say his name. Corner. Çalhanoğlu. Another corner from Çalhanoğlu. That this time not too good. Kea easily heads that way. Brozovic, I think Brozovic needs to come off now. He's indicating he wants to come off. He's struggled all game, but he's struggled through and he's played quite well. So we'll bring Edu Exposito on for Brozovic, who's on an 8 despite being injured since like the 10th minute of the game or something ridiculous like that. We've got a few of the players that are looking quite tired out there, so we'll take this moment to take them off. I'm not sure how many subs we've got. So we'll take Correa off, we'll bring on Rodrigo. And we'll try to make more subs, not sure if we can. Belotti on for Martinez. And then, can we do one last one? Carboni on for Çalhanoğlu. Stick him as an inverted winger on support. And confirm the changes. Did not think I'd be able to rest players in a Milan derby, but here we are. As we have a throw-in deep in our own half. Dumfries is a bit of a dangerous place to throw it to, but he gets away with it. Skriniar heads the ball back to him. Now Rodrigo's got it. Could we get a fourth before full time? Rodrigo plays it back to Dumfries. Beautiful ball forward to Belotti. The substitute. Can he get on the action? He can't because he just passes that into the waiting arms of the goalkeeper. But there is the full-time whistle. It's a memorable 3-0 victory against who were top of the table Milan. No longer top of the table Milan. There's a different Milan that's top of the table, and that's Inter Milan. What a turnaround. When you think about the last episode, when we lost to Napoli by 4-3, it looked like our season was over. We were like, 6-7 points behind Milan, maybe even more. I can't fully remember. But the fact And we have been helped by Milan just falling out of form. But the fact that we've managed to just get past them, surpass them, and go 2 points clear at the top of the table is ridiculous. We're 7 points clear of third place, so 2 more points and we'll be pretty much guaranteed at least first or second. But like I said, we do have 2 very, very tough games as our final 2 games of the season. Now, that injury for Marcelo Brozovic isn't too bad. He's out for between 5 to 7 days, which means he probably will miss the next league game against Torino, which is in 7 days' time. He'll probably not be fit enough for that. One positive bit of news, though, Federico Di Marco was just 6 days away from returning from injury, and I wasn't expecting that. And we've officially qualified for at least the Europa League for next season with that victory over Milan. So, looking ahead to the next episode, and depending on if we win the league or not, it could be the last episode of this series. We are going to play the Torino game offline, and then we'll be back for a triple header. Milan in the cup final, see if we can win our first bit of proper silverware. Super Cup doesn't really count. And then Fiorentina and Atalanta in the league to try and win Serie A, try and retain Serie A. They're currently 6th and 5th, so they are going to be 2 very tough games. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all the content when it comes out, hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.